backdrop. So going back to the judges again, if they feel that the dive is satisfactory, then it would get anything from a 5.5 to a 6.5. If you see scores less than that, then it's deemed to be deficient. 7 to 8 is a good score. 8.5, 9.5 is a very good score. And of course, the 10 is an excellent. Haven't seen those at this World Cup yet, but maybe this is the day that we will see a few. Such beautiful images. Diving straight into this harbour. Often they will dive into a small swimming pool. So this is quite different for the athletes. The organisers had to take note of the tides to make sure that there is at least a minimum depth of 5 metres for these athletes to dive into. And that was one of the reasons why they flipped the schedule. Normally the women go first and then it's the men, but they've changed it around. The athletes complete their statement of dive, so that would have been done 24 hours ago. They can opt to have a reserve dive in the final round if they want to, but they have to give notice to change. But always a quick turnaround between round 3 and round 4. Not yet an Olympic sport, the high diving. You will have no doubt watched the diving from Paris just a few weeks ago. So the maximum height there is 10 metres. Here the women will be going off 20 metres, so double that. A form of high diving was included in the first 3 Olympics from 1912, but was excluded again after Paris in 1924. And a lot of people working very hard to try and get this absolutely thrilling sport included again in the future. But all the training has been done and we are ready to start with round 3. This is the start list. As I say, it is a random draw until the 4th round. So Simone Leifhead, who's lying in 2nd place, will be leading the way ahead of Elisa Cossetti. I'm Andrea Holland. I'm delighted to be taking you through all the action today. The safety divers are in place. That's very important in the sport of high diving. Coming off the 20 metres, you hit the water at an unbelievable 70 kilometres an hour. So you really have to make sure that you are in the right place for that entry. They will be going in feet first. You'll know that if you're a high diver anyway, or if you've been watching the coverage. They do a Baronet move that's come from trampolining, and that flips them round into the foot first, where they have their feet flat and hopefully a nice straight body position. If they are more than 90 degrees as they enter the water, it would be considered a failed dive, and it would hurt quite a lot as well. So when the athletes arrive on the board, you will see them making sure that the safety divers are in the right place, moving them out maybe slightly, asking them to splash the water so that they can really see where the entry to the water is. And then they will be acknowledging to the referee that they are ready. They are allowed to take a little bit of time because it is absolutely essential that they are in the right frame of mind to complete the dive. But if the referee feels that they are taking a bit too long, they will be given a warning, and then after that they have 1 minute to actually do the dive. All that preparation, the long walk up, and it's all over in seconds. They will have visualized the moment many, many times. It's a big part of any sport to know that you've got your head in the right place and know exactly what you need to go out there and do, and then you hope that you will make the training count and go out there and perform your very best in front of the judges. Some stunning architecture in the background, situated right next to the financial district in Manama. So we are about to start with Simone Liped from Canada, currently lying in second place after the first 2 rounds. Remember, all of these dives will be a 3.4 difficulty. A non-slip surface here. As they prepare for the dive, you will see them from throwing their chamois over the side. They use that chamois to keep as warm as possible and make sure that they aren't wet, because they can't afford to slip at all. So off we go. First diver in round 3, forward 3 somersaults with half a twist. A little bit of splash coming up there at the end, so it wasn't as clean an entry as she was doing yesterday. She ended up first on the round 2 dive, did an exceptional dive there, tied 3 on round 1. So it really had a very good day yesterday indeed. Strength of the legs to get the height. Far enough away from the board, but not too far, which is good. Bringing the arms in. And overall, a very steady effort for her. Nice lift back. As her scores come up, 54.40. 212.80 is her accumulated score after 3 rounds. Elisa Cossetti from Italy is up next, currently lying 7th. Back 2 somersaults with 2 twists. This is in the free position. Such a lovely dive to watch. Hardly any splash coming up there at all at the end. Although her body very slightly forward, but she looks very happy with that dive. Keeping the legs nicely together on those twists. Very good on the timing, and a really nice entry as well. For a score of 76.5, a good start for Elisa Cossetti. 213.5 is her overall score for 3 rounds. Ginny van Katwijk is up next for the Netherlands. Her husband Matt Cooper was competing earlier today. Back 3 somersaults with 1 twist. Currently lying 6th. Very good entry, showing the safety divers that she's absolutely fine. A good start from her, 4th in the European Championships back in 2022. She got a great start yesterday as well, receiving 8s in round 1. Dropped a little bit to 6th on her 2nd dive. 76.50 is her score. 7 fives to count. The United States of America, it's Maylee Carpenter. 5th at the World Championships in Fukuoka, Japan last year. Got a personal best just under the 300 mark, so she'll be gunning for that today. It's an inward 2 somersaults, half a twist, going for difficulty of 3.2. Remember, it's a maximum of 3.4. But it's really important for all of these divers to go with dives that they know that they can execute well and not be pushed into doing dives that they're not comfortable with. So maximum of 3.4 the rules for today. Most of them do go for the 3.4, but we do have a few sort of starting from 3.0 upwards. He has a rather nice job, doesn't he? Looks very comfortable there. And it's a score of 62.4, 208.65. Obviously, if it's a lower degree difficulty, it does impact on these scores. Maria Quintero, back 2 somersaults, 2 twists, going for the full 3.4, currently lying 10th. Had to have full concentration yesterday. Her stepdad and coach Miguel Garcia had a rather nasty dive. Was actually taken off to hospital after his 2nd round dive, but he is absolutely fine and he is here supporting and coaching today. Just decided not to compete though, very understandable. Shoulders a little bit rounded on the entry there. Heading back to Europe, representing Denmark. 73.10, a good start, 205.40 her overall score. Annika Bornebusch from Denmark, 33 years of age. Celebrated her birthday just a couple of days ago. Back 2 somersaults. Just going with a difficulty of 3.0, so needs to execute this well. Currently lying 15th. I'm sure she is thoroughly enjoying competing here in Bahrain. She was the first ever woman from Denmark to compete in the Cliff Diving World Series. Started at the age of 18. She isn't scared of heights, but she does get a little bit nervous of the impact on the water as she hits it there with the flat feet. Just still ending up a little bit piked right at the end, needed to bring the body up a little bit more there. 51 is her score, 147.10. So Molly Carson, currently lying 3rd, took gold last year at the World Cup ahead of Rhiannon Ifland. What can she do today? First ever Canadian women's national diving champion last year in the women's event. This is a back 2 somersaults with 2 twists. Hardly any splash at all coming up there. She's so good at these entries. Comes up straight away. Love her smiley character. Looked a little bit forward with the body as she entered the water. But very good form in flight, and of course the judges are looking at the whole dive, not just the entry. The lovely shapes that they make in the air, the extension in the legs and the feet, the power off the board. 76.5, it's a good start for Molly Carlson. 227.30, and retrieving her chamois and her clogs. Anna Bader from Germany, currently lying 16th, inward 2 somersaults, half a twist, difficulty of 3.2. Years of age, 41 later this year. Well, her day didn't start too well yesterday due to an error on the dive that she submitted for the statement of dives. She said it was her error, but it meant that she did get a 0. So although she's lying 16th, don't really take any notice of that. She is much more capable of doing a stronger dive, but very, very difficult to catch up, or impossible really, once you've had 0s for a dive. Just bringing the legs slightly forward on the entry there for Anna Bader. Started diving 10 years ago. 60.8 is her score, 137.3 for a mum of 2. Husband is also a cliff diver. Xanthia Panisi from Australia, forward 3 somersaults, half a twist, going for the full 3.4, lying 13th. I like the position that she showed in the pike. She brought her body very close to her legs. Such a character. There's so much camaraderie between all of these athletes. They appreciate a good dive when they see it. And that was so nice in that pike. Look how tight she is there. And very nice, keeping the legs straight and entering the water with hardly any splash at all. A great start for her, and a score of 83.3, 206.15 overall. Good to see a 9 there, even if it doesn't count. Ellie Smart from the United States of America has competed in 3 World Championships. The 28-year-old gives time back to mentoring and coaching as well. In fact, she mentors and coaches Maya Kelly, who will be coming up in about 3 divers' time. But this is her forward 2 somersaults, 2.5 twists, currently lying 11th. Lovely dive. She founded the Clean Cliffs project together with her fellow cliff diver Owen Weymouth. Their mission to prevent plastic pollution and inspire others to take action. Such a wonderful cause, so well done to them. Keeping the legs really close together there. That's good. The arms down, just a little bit forward with the body. But still a thumbs up for a 69.7. 196.3 is the accumulated score into 8th place. Madeleine Bayon is waiting there on the 20-metre platform. She's currently lying in 14th place. Former international gymnast, took up diving in 2021. Inward 2 somersaults, half a twist. Just going for a difficulty of 3.2. I say just, but all of these dives are incredibly difficult to do. Strong dive from her. Studied in London. She did a bachelor's degree in international management. Her very first dive was actually off a 21-metre platform. There is a leeway of a metre that you are allowed, and that was right in front of the Eiffel Tower. Well, I hope she got lots of videos and photographs of that. 14th at the World Championships in Doha, 12th last year for Kuoka. It's a 57.6, 159.70, 10th overall. Always gives a lot of support to Rhiannon Ifland, who is up next. Everybody is very inspired by this diver, 4 times world champion. Currently lying in first place as she signals to the referee. This is her inward 3 somersaults with half a twist. So fluid, absolutely beautiful. As she enters the water, you would never know that she'd just dived off 20 metres. An incredible diver and very well respected indeed. So tight in that tuck position, kicks the legs out, keeps them nicely together. She's lying in first place, but she knows that she cannot afford to make a mistake. Molly Carlson from Canada did pip her at the post at the World Cup last year in Fort Lauderdale, so she will be wanting to get that back. 81.6, that will certainly help. First place with 245.4. Next up, Maya Kelly, who's mentored and coached by Ellie Smart. The youngest competitor. It's her first time competing in high diving. Back 3 somersaults with half a twist. Lying 9th. What a talent she is, this 17-year-old. Just glides through the air and through the water as well. Have thoroughly enjoyed watching her over the last couple of days. And she's in very capable hands with Ellie Smart, with all of her training and her mentoring as well. Level 9 gymnast. That shows in the shapes, the form that she has during the flight. Brings those arms in nicely. Very slightly leaving the body forward, but hardly anything at all. 81.60, look at all of those 8s. 214.10, 8.5 as well. But remember, the 2 highest and the 2 lowest scores don't count. Kaylee Arnett up next. Lying in 4th place. 4th at the World Championships. This is her forward 2 somersaults, 1.5 twists. Choosing to go with a difficulty of 3.1, but executed it very well indeed. Only recently started with high diving, but has been overall diving since she was 8 years old. Has taken part in lots of diving shows, including Cirque du Soleil. Very nice dive from her there. Really showed impressive form. If you make a dive look effortless, that's always good, and she certainly did that. 80.6. She got in 2 nines there, 3 nines, 1 to count. Absolutely brilliant from Kaylee Arnett, moving her into 2nd place. What a start for her. Really crushed it. Again, Herculano from Switzerland, forward 3 somersaults with half a twist, going for the full 3.4 on this difficulty, currently lying 12th. First woman from Switzerland to compete in the World Series in cliff diving. And that is something that she will always have to her name, and I'm sure that she will inspire many others to come into the sport as well. It's a sensational sport to be involved in, and as I've said many times before, real camaraderie between all of the athletes as they travel the world doing competitions together. Did leave the body forward there, so into the water a little bit hiked, and that's reflected in the scores. 56.10, 180.7. So overall deemed to be satisfactory by the judges. Scores over 7 deemed to be good, and over 8 very good. From Mexico, we have Alejandra Aguilar, back 2 somersaults with 2 twists, last to go in this first round of day 2. And no problem for her there. Coming straight up to the surface, but appreciating, I'm sure, that the safety divers were in hand. Just hit the water a little bit heavy there, as you could see from the amount of splash that came up. A score of 56.10, 189.2 to move her into 12th place before we move on to the 4th round. Always straight back to the coach for technique tips. As I say, all these athletes very supportive of each other. So that concludes round 3. These are the results just for round 3. It's not the accumulated score, but a great round for the Australian. Xanthia Panisi leading the way ahead of Rhiannon Ifland, 83.3 ahead of 81.6. Maya Kelly tying with the Australian there. All the scores very close when the degree difficulty is similar for most of the divers. There will be a short break as they change the order for the divers. As I say, round 4, the final round, will be coming up, and they will be diving in reverse order of where they finished on that, the first of 3 rounds. all 4 rounds count for the overall score.
لازم هني تستوي أنا داخل.
So we will be back. It would only be a short break of about 5-6 minutes, something like that. The athletes need that break just in case they were diving towards the end of round 3 and then perhaps diving at the beginning of round 4.
through. Let's start the competition. It's round 4. It's the finals. The women's 20-metre event. The first athlete representing Germany, Manama.
So we are about to start with round 4. They will be diving in reverse order of where they qualified. And there is no limit on the degree difficulty for this round. So if they take the risk, they may well get the reward. Anna Bader from Germany will be leading the way. Currently lying 16th, arm stand back, 2.5 somersaults, difficulty of 4. Lying 16th after the first 3 rounds. But that's due to the error on her statement of dives, which was unfortunate. But can she get a good finish here? Difficult to see the entry there. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see it again, but very strong on the arm stand. Looked confident. Teacher of Spanish and English. Absolutely loves travelling, so I'm sure she is enjoying her time here. A score of 86, overall 223.30. And a smile and a wave to the crowd. Annika Bornebusch is up next for Denmark. She's also starting with an arm stand back, 1.5 somersaults. This has a difficulty of 3.3, 15th after the previous 3 rounds. Such a lovely dive to watch, that one. Keep the shape in the body. Must be a wonderful view. I've never done an arm stand off 20 metres before, but it must be a wonderful, wonderful view as you're up there. And keeping an eye on the water, but just let the body come forward a bit at the end. So it didn't quite hit that vertical, needed maybe another metre. But her work is done. It's a 49.50. 196.6 is her overall score, and that is a personal best. It's about 7 or 8 points more than she got in the World Cup last year, which was held in Fort Lauderdale. Madeleine Bayon is up next. Representing France, forward 3 somersaults, half a twist, difficulty of 3.4, currently lying 14th. Needs a good one to finish here to move her up the rankings. Remember, the top 12 qualify for prize money. Good to show balance and confidence. Hardly any splash coming up there at all. It was a strong final dive for her. Very slightly forward on the entry, but not much at all. Very nice extension in the legs and the feet, keeping those legs together in that pipe. Just a little bit round-shouldered at the end. 69.7. 6.5 and 2/7 to count there. 229.4 is her overall score.
Getting warmed up for our next dive, representing Switzerland, Morgan Herculano. Back 3 somersaults, 1 twist in the front position.
Morgan Herculano will be up next, the 24-year-old. Back 3 somersaults with twist, difficulty 3.8, lying 13th. She would love to move up at least 1 place, hopefully more. Quite a lot of splash coming up there on the entry. But overall, the body looked like it was in a fairly decent position. Would have liked to have seen the arms out a little bit more, using them to get the speed of rotation here, quite a long way above the head, and then very nicely in for the entry. 68.4, 249.10 into first place at the moment. Mexico up next. Alejandra Agria, forward 3 somersaults with half a twist. Lying 12th, will be keen to stay in that top 12. And that was a very nice dive from her. She looks very happy. Always a relief when you know that your 4 dives have been done. There's nothing more you can do now. It's just a little bit of a waiting game. But all of these divers will be analysing their own dives, looking to see where improvements can be made as they move forward. She has a personal best of 204.75. She's only 19 years of age, so she has gone way ahead of that. 73.10 and added nearly 40 points to her personal best. There's nearly 60 points actually. My math's not too good today. Ellie Smart will be up next for the USA. Lying 11th, she's going for the arm stand back, 2.5 somersaults, 2 twists, pushing the difficulty up for 4.2. Just leaving that body forward, he did get it back to get a nice line on the entry. With any of the dives, but particularly the arm stands, you always have your heart in your mouth for them, don't you? And hope that they don't have to have a restart. If they did, then it would be 2-point deductions from each judge. If they have a restart and they try again and they still don't get it, it's another 2 points. And then on the 3rd attempt, it would be a failed dive. But no problem for her. Showed the arm stand very nicely indeed. Kept the legs very nicely together. Just not nailing the entry today. 52.50, 248.8 accumulated score. Maria Guterres is up next. Representing Colombia, inward 3 somersaults with half twist. Difficulty 3.8. Brilliant. Very nice on that entry. But she is in very good hands. And Colombia has had some incredible high divers. Orlando Dirk, you may be watching earlier. I mentioned that he is the chairperson here, but he was the first ever world champion. He helps to coach her, along with Miguel Garcia, who is also her stepdad. She attempted 20 metres at 16 years of age. Had to be very controlled by the coach though, because she wanted to go higher and higher. When it comes to world aquatic events, you have to be 18 by the end of the year. 89.30, very good scores. 294.7, putting her into first place. Xanthia Penisi had a wonderful round in round 3. Fast in that round. Just moved her up through the rankings. What can she do today? She's difficulty of 4.3, back 3 somersaults with 2 twists, lying 9th. But with this difficulty, if she nails the dive again, she could get a very good score here, representing Australia. And another good entry from her. She's having an exceptional day today. Looks absolutely delighted with that, and so she should. What a talent. 26 years of age. Her personal best is 307.3. So take that into consideration when these scores come up, because she has had an amazing day today. She also loves to give back and coach the next generation coming up. 305.05, so just 2 points short of that personal best, but nevertheless still an incredible day's work from Xanthia Penisi from Australia. Well done to her. Lady Carpenter, the 36-year-old, has a personal best of 299.55. Would like to break through that 300 barrier today. Back 3 somersaults, 2 twists, 4.3 difficulty. Lying 8th. And a good solid dive from her. Born in Colorado, she studied chemistry and psychology, has a master's degree in education as well. She's another one that's participated in acrobatic shows. She absolutely loves to perform. She did have a break from competitive diving about 10 years ago. Good to see her competing in the high diving here. 90.3, 298.95, so just short of the 300 mark yet again. Hopefully we'll see her compete in Brazil, which will take her over the 300 mark. Simone Leifert from Canada, back 3 somersaults with twist, 3.8 difficulty, dropped to 7th after round 3. Can she bring it up again? Had an exceptional day yesterday. And that was much more like it. Finishes with a strong dive. She was like in second place yesterday. And actually was first on her round 2 dive. So overall, she has had a very strong World Cup indeed, with some awesome diving. Very nice shapes. Maybe just a little bit forward on the entry. Got an excellent dive and a 9 there. 95 is her score. That puts her into first place. Elisa Cossetti from Italy. Forward 3 somersaults, half twist, staying with the difficulty at 3.4, currently lying 6, needs a score 94.3 if she is to move up into first at the moment. Oh, really nice straight line there. Beautiful entry. Just with a 3.4 dive difficulty, it does make it harder to move up through the rankings, but she is bound to get really good scores here. Fabulous diving. .86, fourth place at the moment for Elisa Cossetti. 295.1 is her accumulated score, so that is a personal best for her. It was 284.3 previously from the European Championships. Maya Kelly from the United States of America. Well, whatever she does here, it will be a personal best because it is her first time competing. The 17-year-old, the youngest competitor here, lives by the mantra, be bold and go for it. You'll regret it if you don't. Inward 3 somersaults, half a twist, pushing the difficulty up to a 4. She believes that you have to take new risks, as that could be the best thing that you ever do. Hopefully, moving up to a 4 will work for her today. Such an impressive diver. You can really see that being a level 9 gymnast helps with her form in the flight element of the dive. Beautifully into the pike position. Very strong indeed. Look at that pike. I knew exactly where she was. Body a little bit forward, so that meant a bit of splash coming up. But she has set her own personal best now at 298.10, 84 for that dive. It's a 4th place so far for Maya Kelly. Many congratulations to her. Such an impressive youngster. Look forward to following her progress. Ginny van Katwijk, the 39-year-old, 22 years older than Maya Kelly. There are quite a few of these divers in their 30s. Creates custom dye chamois. I'm sure is one that she is using herself today. Forward 3 somersaults, 1.5 twists, pushing up to a 3.9. Currently lying 4th, so in with a realistic chance of a medal here getting on that podium if she can nail this dive. Looking very confident, all smiles as she gives a thumbs up. Didn't quite get the entry. She needed to execute that absolutely perfectly. It's going to be a waiting game for her now to know whether she has got a podium place or not. But whatever, it's been a very strong World Cup for this very talented high diver from the Netherlands. Has a personal best of 235.35. Like many of them achieved that at the World Cup in Fort Lauderdale. So has smashed through that. 58.5 is her dive score. Overall 273.25. A very good World Cup for Ginny van Katwijk. Now Molly Carlson from Canada. Currently lying in third place. Took gold at the World Cup last year. What can she do here? It's very, very close to a second place. Inward 3 somersaults, half a twist. Difficulty is 3.8. She needs 80.5 to move up into first place. Well, she couldn't have done it much better. Very strong performance there, as always, from Molly Carlson. Coming up with a smiley face, as she always does. Love the friendly rivalry between all of these competitors. Very tight in the tuck position. So she certainly has done enough for a medal. 96.9. 2 9s don't count, of course, but all the 8.5s do. 324.2 is her total score. And into first place with 2 more divers to go. Now, next up, Kaylee Arnott. She's just 1.1 ahead of Molly Carlson after round 3. She was 4th at the World Championships, so just off the podium there. But she pushes the boundaries normally when it comes to her difficulty. A real show person. What is she going to do today? Personal best is over the 300 mark. Got that at this year's World Championships. Inward 3 somersaults, half a twist. The difficulty is 4. Looked very, very full of confidence before she started. A little bit of splash coming up there. So she will have to wait and see whether that is good enough to keep her in the second place ahead of Molly Carlson. Very nice on the pike. Just didn't quite get that entry, which is a shame for her. And it's dropped her down the rankings. 78. Third place at the moment, 306.4. So it is a personal best score. So congratulations to her. But with 1 diver to go, it will probably mean that she hasn't made the podium place. And that diver is the 4 times world champion, Rhiannon Ifland, the 33-year-old from Australia. Has consistently been in first place in so many competitions. Used to compete at 3 meters and 10 metres as well. She has 9 World Aquatic medals in total into her name, including 7 golds. Back 3 somersaults, 2 twists. Difficulty 4.3 for the 4 times world champion. Well, it looks like her arms were in the wrong position there. We'll have another look at it. Overall, apart from that, the dive was good. Using the arms to get those twists, pulling in for the pike. Had the arms all right there, but lifted them above the shoulders there. So that could be an issue for her when it comes to the scoring. You're supposed to keep them below shoulder height. So that would be a real frustration for her. And you can see that reflected in the scores there. 47.3, which has dropped the world champion down to 9th place. Very unexpected there. Massive disappointment for her, and obviously all of her fans as well. Hopefully she is okay, and everyone really scratching their heads on that one. Very, very unusual to see her diving in with the arms above the shoulders, which is then a maximum score of 4.5 from each judge. Real disappointment from Rianne Ifland, who has had some superb diving over the last 2 days. But that means it's good news for others that have moved up through the rankings. And, well, it will be delight for some and really upsetting for others. Next World Cup is in just a few weeks' time in Brazil. I'm sure Dive Dad there in the United States has enjoyed the competition overall, as all of these spectators will have done. But what a shock there. Molly Carson leading the way, 324, taking the gold medal. Simone Leithhead taking the silver, and Kaylee Arnott her first ever medal, moving up and taking the bronze. A great day for Canadian high diving. They will be absolutely delighted with that. I'm sure everybody in Montreal particularly will be celebrating with them. But real shock with Rianne Ifland dropping to 9th place there. So we will get a chance to hear from the top 3 athletes. Joey Zuber, who's done such a great job on as the announcer. He will be doing the interviews, and then after the highlights we will have the medal presentations. The presentation for the women will be first, followed by the men's for the 27 meters earlier today. What a competition. I think I'm a little bit in shock seeing that last dive from Rianne Ifland. Very, very rare for her to make a mistake, and extremely frustrating for her. But, well, Molly Carson, many congratulations to her on a fabulous World Cup, taking the gold yet again, as she did in Fort Lauderdale last year. Okay, so I've just been advised that they are going to go with the men's first again now, and then the women's medal ceremony will be second. A bit of confusion here as to who goes first and who goes second, but stay with us to honour these spectacular athletes.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Hey, Kaylee, Arnett, I mean, you had an incredible start to the season with 2 podiums in Doha in 4th position and a little bit of adversity throughout the season as well. What does this mean to take a podium finish here?
Yeah, absolutely. Just coming back from an injury, I decided to pull back on some of my harder dives and just stick with dives that I'm super consistent and comfortable with. And it's really been paying off, and we just come and enjoy the competition and enjoy Bahrain. It's been amazing so far, so thank you.
Great to watch you dive as well, and I'll just sneak in here and have a little chat to Simone as well. Almost a similar story as well. I mean, great start to the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series and hitting the podium as well, but not an easy season, right, to make the podium here.
No, it's been tough. I feel like I'm learning every day. The sport is so new to me, so I'm just grateful to be here and have a silver medal today. It's crazy.
And it was just insane watching you dive today. It was just so exquisite, so beautiful, beautiful entries. Congratulations on your second place. Let's move over to our winner, Miss Molly Carlson. How about that? I mean, that was just a thrilling competition. It came down to the wire. It was obviously a bit of a tit-for-tat thing between you and Rhiannon. Didn't quite make the win in Doha, but it must feel great to take the win here today.
You know, this feels amazing to stand up there with my teammates Simone and Silver. This is such a dream come true for our team. And, you know, me and Rhea are really good and fun competitors, and we're all human. We all make mistakes like that. So I know she's going to come back stronger, and it's going to be fun.
Absolutely, she will. And your counterpart here, Simone, giving you a little nudge as well. I like that.
I know, Simone, calm down.
Hey, ladies and gents, one more time, congratulations to these incredible athletes. Thank you for your great diving.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good.
Can we go look pretty?
Okay, great. So the next will be the
Yes, many congratulations. They really are superb athletes. We'll be back with the medal ceremony after the highlights.
The photos are going there. Jordan will have the medal ceremony at the start of the men. And that will show the women's medal ceremony. So you don't need to sit around and cheer on these athletes. They put on a great display, a great showing of athleticism, and daring acrobatic maneuvers from that impressive talent.
and offer some shots as well. Yeah, wide, maybe John. I think this offer Scott some shots, and I'll see. I'll find.
ونبدأ الآن مراسم توزيع الميداليات لفئة الرجال الغطس من ارتفاع 27 متر.
Bahrain, please welcome the medal ceremony for the men's 27-meter high diving event.
So we now have
وسيقدم
the medal
الميداليات
ceremony.
والجوائز على
You may have
الفائزين.
heard the
النائب الأول لرئيس
27-meter
المجلس الأعلى
men's
للشباب
event.
والرياضة، رئيس الهيئة العامة للرياضة، رئيس اللجنة الأولمبية البحرينية سمو الشيخ خالد بن حمد آل خليفة، ورئيس الاتحاد الدولي للسباحة الكابتن حسين
High
المسلم.
Diving World Cup 2024 from Bahrain. The medal ceremony. The medals will be presented by Captain Hussein
والفائز
Al
بالميدالية
Musallam,
البرونزية
the World
من
Aquatics
المملكة المتحدة.
President, and His Highness
And winner of the bronze
Sheikh
medal
Khalid bin
representing
Hamad
Great
Al
Britain,
Khalifa.
Aiden Heslop.
Aiden Heslop, the world champion, has to settle for bronze on this occasion. A
والفائز
total
بالميدالية
score of
الفضية من الولايات المتحدة
403.80.
الأمريكية.
Winner of the silver medal representing the United States of America, James Lichtenstein.
James Lichtenstein taking the silver medal. Having been fourth at the World Championships, his score 406.2.
من رومانيا.
Winner of the gold medal of the men's 27-meter high diving event, representing Romania, Konstantin Popovic.
Konstantin Popovic takes the gold, the world champion from last year. It was all very close indeed, but he scored 408. A wonderful high diving World Cup for him.
Now please stand for the national anthem of Romania.
Many congratulations to all of the athletes on their superb
Ladies and gents, make some noise for our medalists here today.
Diving.
Congratulations.
His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa presenting the medals, the first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee. What a moment it's been for them hosting this World Cup in Bahrain, the inaugural event here for World Aquatics. But these are our winners: Konstantin Popovic taking the gold, James Lichtenstein the silver, and Aiden Heslop the bronze.
نبدأ الآن مراسم توزيع الميداليات لفئة السيدات الغطس من ارتفاع 20 متر.
Next up,
Bahrain, please welcome the medal ceremony for the women's 20-meter high diving event.
وسيقدم الميداليات والجوائز على الفائزات النائب الأول لرئيس المجلس الأعلى للشباب والرياضة
the medal ceremony for the women's 20 metre here at this World Cup 2024.
ورئيس الاتحاد الدولي للسباحة الكابتن حسين المسلل. والفائز بالميدالية البرونزية من الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية.
And winner of the bronze medal representing the United States of America, Kaylee Arnett.
Kaylee Arnett, she's taken the bronze medal. She had a personal best score, and having finished 4th in the World Championships is absolutely delighted
And winner
to have
of the
taken
silver
the
medal
bronze here,
representing Canada,
306.40.
Simone Leated.
Simone Leated, 307.80, taking the silver medal.
للغطس من ارتفاع 20 متر من كندا.
And winner of the gold medal for the women's 20 metre high diving event, representing Canada, Molly Carlson.
Well, she won the gold in Fort Lauderdale at the World Cup last year, and she takes it again here. It's been a great day for Canadian diving. Molly Carlson taking the gold with 324.20. Very impressive diving.
Now please stand for the national anthem of Canada.
What a way for Molly Carlson to start her birthday celebrations. She will be 26 tomorrow,
For our medalists here
celebrating
today.
with a gold medal
Congratulations.
here at the World Cup.
طبعا نتقدم بشكر الجزيل للنائب الأول لرئيس المجلس الأعلى للشباب والرياضة رئيس الهيئة
Confirmation bronze to Kaylee Arnett from the United States of America, 306.4. Simone Leated from Canada, taking the silver, 307.80. And Molly Carlson from Canada again, taking the gold, 324.20.
And a huge thank you to everybody from
So
World
that
Aquatics,
concludes
all of the
the
volunteers,
World
all of the
Cup
referees,
here in
all of the
Bahrain.
judges.
It's been a
massive thank you to all the
World
staff
Cup.
behind the scenes that made
Well done
this
to all the
competition
local
possible.
organising committee and
Every
everybody
volunteer,
on poolside.
The Bahrain Olympic
And of
Committee
course,
as well,
the divers
all of the
themselves for
sponsors.
entertaining
Without
us.
you, this
The next World
competition
Cup will
would
be
not be
in
possible.
Brazil
Thank you so much.
mid-October. Please do
Enjoy
join
your
us for
afternoon.
that. From me, Andrea Holland,
All
it's
the best.
goodbye for
Stay
now.
safe.